Welcome to the Dumbfounded Dipshits podcast. I thought I was going to finish this wing before we went live, but I didn't succeed.
Welcome back, dipshits. Yeah, Mike, pre the start of this episode, I watched them wolf down like 6 wings. I haven't seen you eat a wing in probably like 5 years, maybe
Probably
more.
5 years. They're Korean wings.
Oh, dude, they're the best, man. I just went to a Korean place on Wednesday by us. They do like that grill at your own table kind of thing too. But the wings were off the chain, dude. Lightning,
Always.
lightning hot, super fucking hot. But they were the crispiest crispiest wings I've had in fucking forever. They were awesome. I love that shit.
So
They make it's like a different kind of spicy. Those Korean wings are like a different.
These aren't spicy.
breed of spice.
These are soy garlic.
So they're just salty.
Very salty, deliciously salty.
Yeah. So I guess before we get into the dipshit of the week, we'll bring that up a little later. One of their I guess their ties to I guess the segue is that the great state of California you just visited, and you were telling me a little bit just briefly about some of the good times that you had down there, and you said the weather was fantastic the whole time as per usual.
The San Diego Zoo is 100 times better than Disneyland.
Yeah, there's a
100 times
lot of
better.
money. They're huge operations. San Diego Zoo's a huge operation.
Jews? San Diego Jews?
Is San Diego Jews? Are there Jews in San Diego? There's probably Jews in San Diego.
There's Jews
But
everywhere. Not that there's a
yeah,
bad
the
thing,
San Diego
but-
Zoo's like a huge operation, man. It's a big deal. How was it? Did you get to see any gorillas or any lions, any giraffes?
There was a gorilla. Was it a gorilla? Right by the glass. It was like right there. But it's hilarious because his butt is red. And my daughter, who's 2, goes, butt, look at the butt. Because they have red asses.
Yeah. But no throwing shit. No,
That would have been incredible.
No chimpanzees fucking or anything like that. You see on the internet.
Not the San Diego Zoo, but it was a different zoo where me and my wife were at, where a lady goes, oh, look at the turtle. The turtle's trying to get on the other turtle's back and keeps falling down. No, it wasn't trying to get on the other turtle's back and fall down. It was humping the other turtle.
It was fucking. Those turtles were fucking. Yeah,
It was turtle fucking. It was turtle porn.
Yeah.
We got to
It's
witness
so
turtle
weird.
porn.
Like, you ever watch those videos like with the tortoises going at it and they make those weird noises? Like they stick their neck out and they go, ah. Like that's their O face.
They're
Oh my god.
the vinegar strokes.
Yeah.
And then San Diego was lots of fun. Look, cannabis is legal, and as you guys know, I dab. I use my dab rig. I hit the oil. I went to a place called March and Ash, and basically they specialize in it. Actually, you know what? We'll show the world. I can show you.
They make their own wax.
No, well, everyone does there. They.
Yeah.
But hold on, I'll show you. I mean, I've been on their website 150,000 times already, and they do curbside pickup. They do delivery.
Nice.
So they came to me. Literally, they dropped off like $500 worth of wax to me at my Airbnb. All right. So let's just show you. Let's go to live rosin. Just look at this beautiful selection. Oh my God, this is what I mess with, and you could see this, right? Look at that.
Yeah.
It's just the selection here. Look, I enjoyed spending time with my family on vacation, the zoo, and Disney, but this is
Yeah, but this was Daddy's Daddy's vacation.
And like, hold
Nice.
on, we'll sort
That's
by
75. Well, so that ranges from $50 a gram to $80 a gram.
This is all the cheap. They don't have it. I think we bought all the shit I bought was more expensive than this. But yeah, anywhere from $79 to $8 a gram, which is good stuff though. Like this stuff.
I didn't realize
I
that
got
the price
this
would
right
vary
here.
so much because I never really messed with dab wax. As far as buying it, I've smoked it before.
The flowers are good deals here too. Like they have all these brands. This place is like it's a tiny little store kind of, but it's huge.
Yeah,
Like
but they
right
have
here.
all these people.
Look, it's $39 an eighth.
It's not that
Love
bad.
you.
For high end like that, it's not that bad. It's not bad.
This is the brand vaporizer I bought, and they're
710 Labs?
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen.
Oh, it's
They're
so
like,
legit.
yeah, they have like what, like they're like $400 to $1,000, right? Like $400 to $1,000
Hold on. No,
for
I mean, it's not
one of
that
those
bad.
rigs.
Oh, the rig. Yeah, the rig. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, get out of here. Show off. Okay.
See, that's where like when it starts getting really like high end like that, I can't. I just never made the transition. You know what I mean? I just call me
You
old
need.
school. I'm still a boomer pothead is the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
no, but they have that stuff here too. That this place had
no, of
everything.
course.
Cause look, low to high, $15 a gram, $15 an eighth.
You
Kush
fuck with
mints.
their Eddies or no?
Yes.
How were they? They make candies and shit.
Hold on, I'll show you what I picked up. This one right here. So, one gummy is 10 grams,
Right.
right?
10 milligrams.
10 milligrams, yes.
10 mil,
One
yeah.
gummy's 10 milligrams.
Yeah.
I usually eat up to 50 to feel it. 10 milligrams, I felt it from Cali. This
Yeah,
gummy,
it's different.
I felt it.
Yo, dude, let me just say this, right? Now, speaking about you going on this trip to Cali, I took a little weekend trip from South Florida to Central Florida. I went up to Orlando to go see, the Star Wars park, and me and my wife went to a Newfound Glory show in the House of Blues in Orlando as well. It was a good show, dude. It was fun. But either way, I took these edibles at the park, at the Star Wars park, and now I ate one cookie that was presumably 125 milligrams, the whole cookie, right? And that was in the morning. Now, I felt it really strong for about an hour, and then it sort of tapered off. And then I ate one of the edibles that me and you have been messing with for a little while. Those little green taffy sticks, they come in like green apple.
Those things are dangerous. Those things are dangerous.
Now, I was like, now you know what happens. You're like, dude, I'm not feeling this first Eddie. And usually with me, I'm rocket. I'm pure liftoff at 200 milligrams. 200 milligrams, I'm out of this world. Now, I ate 125, and I feel like, like how I feel like if I eat 50, which is my normal. It's like what I'll eat just to chill for the evening. When I want to go all out, like whatever, I'll double up on it or something. So 125 milligrams. And it tapered off about 3 to 4 hours later, which these things usually last like hours. Like I'm usually high for like 6, 7 hours. So I ate one of those green guys, right? So on top of it, dude, this may have been like some sort of latent shit because like you said, the 10 milligrams that you ate was like rocket fuel as opposed to eating these 10 milligrams of other shit that you got to tag on top.
These,
Now,
right?
yes. Now, this is the thing. They both hit me at the same time. And, like sometimes you got to wait a little while. And I ate them on an empty stomach. And when I eat them on an empty stomach, the first one, the cookie, when I ate it on an empty stomach, I started feeling it like 45 minutes later pretty quickly. You know what I mean? Full on. And it lasted for about 3 hours and then it tapered off. And that's when I ate the next one. About an hour after that, I was somewhere else. I had to be taken around the park. I could not make a decision on what ride to go on next. I was like, just wherever I end up is where I end up.
Wow.
So I just went with the flow for the rest of the day, though. But yeah, it was balls hot though. It was in the mid 90s in Orlando over the weekend, man.
Every day, like we were by the beach most of the time, and it wasn't hot by the beach. But when we were at Disney, it was hot. It was uncomfortably hot.
There's no cover, dude. Those parks are like
nothing.
wide open unless you go into a certain area. Otherwise you're out wide in the open. Universal Orlando's like that too.
This is what he's talking about. It's like a little
Yes.
taffy stick. You eat it.
They taste great too. They taste weedy. They do taste weedy, but
and they get stuck in your teeth.
they're totally like Laffy Taffy. They get stuck between your teeth and now the cookie that I ate was not the Oreo, it was the Trips Ahoy,
I never had those.
which is the same potency as those Oreos. Those Oreos are the same shit, dude. It's the same shit. It's almost same. But like I said, they like it's weird because one edible to the next, you'll eat one that'll hit you right away, be hard for 6 hours, and be very like consistent. And then you'll eat one that may not hit you for 3 hours, and then boom, you're fucking on Mars. Those guys are tasty too, man. Yeah, I'm more like getting into the edibles than like all like a lot of my homeboys went down the dab route, and I just eat it. I just find more satisfaction eating it. Nice.
This was homegrown, not by me.
Yeah.
A
Those are
friend of
nice
mine.
nugs.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
Speckled.
It's still curing. I want to buy a press to start pressing the bud.
What, to extract oil?
Yeah. Rosin or resin.
Yeah, rosin. I think it's rosin. Resin's what's left over after it's burned. Rosin's what's left
No.
after it's rendered, right? After
resin?
it's like pressed. After they press it.
Resin is pressed raw. Rosin is frozen and then pressed.
Cold pressed, like
Yes.
what they do to olive oil.
Yes.
Is that now? Yo, what? Wow. All right. Not like either of us are fucking experts. I'm not. Like I don't know. But you hear that cold press with olive oil. Now I heard they do this with weed. Does the process get more like extract out of it, or is it like does it change the potency?
Because of their patience and emphasis on starting material, these guys are.
Can you hear it or no?
Yeah, totes. Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah. I'm just enthralled. I'm just looking at the drippings. It's like the weed cum. It's like
want
weed
this
What's
one.
up, guys?
I want.
In this video, we took a trip down to Long Beach, California to visit our friends at 1111 Cannabis Company.
Look at that.
These guys are doing revolutionary things in the world of solventless concentrates. Because of their patience and emphasis on starting material, these guys are creating some of the purest concentrate products that you can find on the market, if you're lucky.
And that's another thing too, purity, right? Like a lot of people.
The number
like,
one thing they talk
They cut
about-
these things with like butane and shit, right?
Well,
like
that's a different way they extract it. This is simply using pressure to extract.
That's it. This is all just physics.
People also
right?
use butane to go through a jar, like a can or something. With
That's what I
butane.
heard. Yeah.
That's the old.
And that's really bad, right? Like that'd give you.
It's just not
popcorn lung or some
solvent
shit,
it's
Solventless?
Yes, that.
Yeah, but those solvents can't be good for you, right?
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
And this is what I smoke.
Was starting material, and you wouldn't believe what these guys were starting with. Full melt hash.
So you don't have to use bubble hash to make live rosin. In fact, if you use bubble hash, it's not live rosin. It's technically rosin. So this video is actually kind of wrong. But
Can I ask what bubble hash is? Part of
No,
my ignorance.
Now we gotta get a video on how to make bubble hash.
No, on to make it. Like what is it? Like why is it bubble? Like why is it? Like I know what hash is, but why is it bubble hash?
I believe bubble hash is the one you make in a washing machine.
Like a centrifuge?
It's ice water hash.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see if I could switch to this screen. Hold on.
How do
Yeah.
they get the wax off the weed then? In a washing machine? Is it because it's a centrifuge? Like it'll spin it around, or?
Yes, it's you use ice cold water and you mix it with the product and it becomes like a clay. And then you drain it and compress it and that becomes hash.
And then you take that hash and then you
And
cold
that's
press
what
it
you
again?
press and that's live rosin. But
So
that's
I got
live,
it. Unless the viewers couldn't follow,
live.
but I
That's hash rosin. You could
Yes.
use the regular plant and make it live rosin.
and get it
What,
too out of the
what
yeah,
live
that's how I get
rosin
it now.
means, it's alive. It wasn't dried and cured yet.
Yeah.
So
This is fresh bud.
yes, it's not dried
Yeah,
and cured.
straight
still-
off the plant.
Yep, exactly. And it's the best stuff.
Oh, wow.
Hey Beth, how you doing?
What else?
Full melt
They're gonna
extracts
press
for the
this.
highest quality of hash you can find. From there, they took the full melt hash and extracted live rosin using a nug smasher touch.
Wow.
Nug Smasher. I like the names. So fucking awesome.
Your return's only like 10% or less. But you just,
Their rosin press methods were unparalleled, boasting extremely low pressure and temperatures to preserve the wonderful tastes and aromas that natural terpenes carry.
yummy.
Terpenes.
Yummy. So yummy.
Representing Nug Smasher.
That's pretty cool, man.
Pro owner, as well as
Yeah, we don't care about you. That. Let's see.
Live rosin.
My
That
screen's
rosin is
frozen.
living, yo. My screen?
No, my screen.
Oh.
What is this? Alright, how do I...
It looks alien. It definitely looks like it was created in a cave when you look at these pictures.
Wow.
Because it's not only waxy, it's like crystalline at the same time. Like it's crazy, man. It's fucking nuts.
Ooh.
I'm gonna really break her in. So I just got it in. They
Yeah, it's boring.
see how well it does.
Yeah, man. I guess you got to be real fucking stoned to enjoy watching those fucking things. But either way, like you only went to one dispensary while you were down there, huh? You just went to that one spot?
Well, I would have went to all of their spots if they didn't have what I wanted at one of them. It's the only place I found that had all the live rosins I wanted and all the choices I wanted. They're like the cream of the crop. They have everything. It's not, you're not gonna get always the best deal from them, but they just
Yeah,
have
because it's all
everything.
high end.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a
But-
discount shop.
On Sundays, was it? Sundays you get 20% off all concentrates. On Mondays, it's 20% off all 710 lab products, which I have one. I bought one.
Right.
On-
Is that their own? Is that their own brand? Is that 710?
No.
Is that
No.
okay? All right.
And then every Tuesday is tax-free Tuesday. So they have deals. Like when
Yeah.
I went there, I ordered a curbside pickup. So I pull up for the pickup. The person that works there walks over to the car and goes, "Hey, listen, if you wait 10 minutes, it's 20% off from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock on all the products you bought.
Wow.
So just
That's
wait in
cool.
your car for 10 minutes." And I was like, "Okay, thank you. I'll wait here." I'm hitting the vape and waiting, and then they walk
Yeah.
over, and my bill went from like $670 to like $520.
That's fucking that's pretty cool, man.
And then
yeah,
the next
that's
time,
almost like
yeah.
you got one of those things for free, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Think about it. Yeah,
I basically got the edibles for free because the edibles were
Yeah.
like $20 or $30.
I like free edibles. Free edibles are cool.
Well,
Seems like that's what you usually get for free.
They also
now.
gave me free bud. They gave me, oh, it's not here, it's in the car. They gave me peppermints. It's not bad. It's good. It does the trick. And
Yeah.
I mean, like everything that place had was legit. Like there's no reason to go. I mean, I would like to try other shops, of course, but there was no reason to when I was there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's two parts of me, right? One of them, I fucking love doing that, like going to a legit dispensary. You know what I mean? And like in a legal setting, and being like taking like
Where have
it's
you
like you
bought-
feel like it's where in
Where have
California
you?
and Vegas, California and Vegas, and that's it so
Now,
far.
California, when you went, how long ago was it?
2018.
So was it very welcoming yet? Were they very
Yeah.
cool?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Vegas,
dude.
Vegas wasn't very welcoming.
Nah,
Remember?
it seemed stiff. It seemed
Uh-huh.
pretty stiff. When we were at the Reef that day, it seemed pretty stiff, but I liked it. It was great. That place was huge, and they had seemingly for the time for 2018, seemingly, it was like it was brand new and very institutional. But the thing is, they did their best because it was only legal for like a month, I think, when we
2
went,
months,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So they legit had everything already set up as quickly as they could, and with the variety that they had for the timing, it seemed pretty impressive. But in California, they had already had a couple years to work on
that's
it.
why when I walked into this place, I had never been anywhere else except Vegas, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's not like you're checking into a prison.
Nah, dude, it's a
Like-
Starbucks, bro. It's a fucking Starbucks.
There was a guy outside with a machine gun. There was an armed security guard with like a vest and a machine
Yeah.
gun. He checks
Now
IDs.
Now they do that. When
then-
I went in San Francisco, there was
but
none of that
when-
shit.
but
It was
when
just
I-
like a Starbucks.
But then when
You
I
walked
walked
in?
in, a guy came and goes, "Hey, sir, can I help you with anything? Can I show you some products to see what we have?" And I was like, "Wait, you can see them here?" In Vegas, remember, you couldn't see it. You only saw pictures.
Yeah.
You couldn't look at what you were buying.
Yeah.
He was all about showing me everything, and I said, basically, I showed him pictures. I want this, and I want this. He goes, "Gotcha."
Yeah.
They had a wall with all clones and different plants. I was like, "Oh, you could buy clones here."
And they had different sections too. Like at this one place I went to called the Apothecarium, they had a whole edible section, right? Like it was like going up to, it wasn't like going to a bakery, but the way that they, because they couldn't just let you taste it, but they would, you would smell it, and it would smell like birthday cake. It would smell like chocolate chip cookies. It would, like you'd see like the confectionaries, they had out the candies, the lollipops, all that stuff.
Hard seltzer with THC.
Now they got that. I want to fuck with that.
I should have gotten
They've
that.
had that CBD, like they've had all those CBD supplement drinks for a while now. But I want to have something that's a high THC, something that I drink a Red Bull can full of, and I'm fucking toast. Yeah. You know what I mean? I definitely want to fuck with that, but it's hard to get them down here. Like the actual like high production edibles and stuff like that. Unless they do have like edibles at the dispensaries, but medicinal edibles. So it's like they don't go all out fancy. Like I can't get my cheese doodles.
Yeah.
So. But either way, I think it's coming a long way, man. It's pretty hype, and I like how but like I was about to say, the other side of me, right? One, as I love the hospitality and I love the way that like you could be a patron and go in and it's totally legal. But a big part of me also, like, is very reminiscent to how, like, sneak around, gotta buy it in the street. I know a guy, and then knowing a guy was, like, I have a plug, that made me valuable to somebody else. And, you know what I mean?
Yep. He's like, yo, I got $10. You got $10? Yep, let's call my guy.
Yeah, and now it's just like, let's go to Walmart.
Yeah.
Get a fucking bag.
The first time I went there for pickup, and then the last time I did delivery. And they're like, hey, log into our app. And I like log into the app, and they go, your driver is 6 blocks away. I'm like, it's like the Uber Eats of weed deliveries. This is incredible.
Dude, somebody had said that a long time ago, and it might have been like a comedian saying it or something, that they should do Uber for weed.
It was,
and now it's like, now there really is, like, it's not that far off, like, and it's genius, dude. And I wish I had that back in the day. When remember we'd be sitting around. We'd have like, man, who's the idiot who bought the blunts first? Because now you jinxed us. Because this guy's not calling us back.
Yep.
I beeped him 20 minutes ago. Now he's not calling back. Yeah, or like you flip open your flip phone to see if you missed the call or some shit. But
no segue, right into it. News article I found that made me laugh out loud. So an elephant kills a woman who's 70 in India and then returns to trample on her corpse at the funeral. So let me get this straight. The elephant killed her. They have a funeral. The elephant shows up at the funeral and tramples her body again. Where?
Now, hold on. Now, this happened at a sanctuary, so they had her funeral at the sanctuary that she worked at?
Hold on, let's see. A 70-year-old woman who was trampled to death by an elephant later had her body stampeded over by the very same wild animal.
Damn. This is the thing. Like they have insane memories, and they can recognize people, other animals, like as individuals, and obviously other elephants.
She was out collecting water in a village in eastern India when the escaped elephant came out of nowhere and trampled on her Thursday morning, killing her.
Oh, he escaped. Like he got out.
She died of her injuries.
Obviously.
Blah. Then that evening, the elephant returned as the 70-year-old's body lay on top of her funeral.
Pyre. They were going to burn her? A funeral pyre?
Oh.
You've never heard of that term, Mike?
No, I haven't.
A funeral pyre, Pyre, is when they just burn you. Like Darth Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
That's a funeral pyre.
So hold on.
Like what they do to Vikings. Like
they were going to burn her body.
They burn your body.
But the elephant came by again and goes, there's that bitch I killed earlier today. I'm fucking this shit up again.
So wait a minute. You don't think he was trying to stamp out the fire so you didn't burn down his forest dwelling so he doesn't have a place to live? You don't think that he came back and be like, this dumb bitch didn't get the fucking idea. Now they want to burn down my forest.
Hold on. And then that evening, the elephant returned as her body lay on top of the funeral pyre. It took her body down, trampled her again, threw her around, and went off into the night.
Yeah, dude, this motherfucker holds a grudge.
What did she do?
Even a 70-year-old Indian lady shouldn't be playing fuck around and find out with a bull elephant because they're fucking, they are not nice when they want to be. Listen, they have the capability of being extremely spiteful. and they have an insane memory, and they remember people. Maybe she pissed them off. Maybe she tried to shoo away an elephant. And are you gonna try to shoo away an elephant? If I see an elephant approaching me and I don't already know said elephant, I'm getting the fuck out of there. So maybe she got too close for comfort. They don't even know we don't even know the context of how she interacted with the elephant while she was alive.
She was getting water, and I guarantee the elephant's like, "Hey, that's my water over there. You're drinking my water." And she was like, "Nah, get out of here." And he's like, "I'm gonna kill you." Then he killed her, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill her again."
I say most likely she said something nasty to him, and he understood Hindi.
Wait, is this it right here? Oh no, this is a man being trampled by an elephant. Hold on, we gotta watch this.
Did this guy
Do
make
you
it?
love Gantt charts?
Commercial.
Here's how easily you can build one in quick.
Are we allowed to show snuff films?
Let's map-
It's not stuff.
YouTube? See, that elephant is very far away. And
Yeah, no, it's not gonna
he
take
had
long
time to run.
for- Oh, he fell. That's bad. It's bad when you fall. He fell again. He's dead. He's dead.
Oof.
Yeah. Whenever
No,
someone,
and that elephant sort of like honked before he trampled him, right?
when anyone says save the elephants, show them that video.
Well, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of elephants, and we are the reason why a whole bunch of them are fucking dead. So they remember that shit too, and I'm pretty sure they could tell each other that. Ugh, Donatello and Versace, Jesus Christ. Yeah, man. So listen, don't fuck with elephants, people.
Don't mess with elephants. Definitely don't mess with elephants. Don't mess with anything bigger than you, like that much bigger than you.
Not that much bigger than you. I was watching Nature's Metal. Like you follow Nature's Metal on Instagram?
No.
If you don't,
Oh,
you gotta
Nature's
fucking
Metal? Yeah.
Nature is
yeah.
Metal. So I think within the last 2 days, there were people on some sort of a wooden deck observing a grizzly bear trying to snatch two moose, like two baby moose from its mother, and the mother was like trying to fend away this grizzly bear all night, and at her most tired point, she just like let the bear snatch one of her calves. And it took it like a bear, like I've never seen a bear like this slow, and then just out of nowhere just burst to energy like a wild cat. You ever see a cat just like fucking, like really fucking like flip out like the Tasmanian devil? This fucking bear grips this fucking this moose calf, flips it around, breaks its neck, drags it off, eats it, then tries to come back for more. Yeah, this is it. Unfortunately, spoiler alert, for anybody who's watching who maybe cannot stomach this, you're gonna watch a baby moose die. Oh, of course I liked it.
Is this the actual video?
Yeah, look how slow he creeps up to one. He just grabs it. The mother moose is just tired from having fucking been chased around all night long, and now in the morning he's taking his opportunity to get them when they're really tired.
That's another thing. People think bears are all warm and cuddly. Oh, I have my teddy bear. No,
they are nasty. See, boom, whack whack. Look, ripped it apart.
And bears eat you alive. It's not like a tiger. A tiger kills you.
No, yeah, but he definitely killed this motherfucker. He broke its neck because you don't see it moving after he drags it off. The bear just plops right there and eats it. That's it.
No.
Yeah, now there's a follow-up video to this. The bear tries to go after the next calf, right? In the follow-up, if you go back onto Nature's Metal and look at the next post after this, the next video is the bear tries to go back, and then the moose chases the bear. Now that's another end of
this one.
Yes. Now you don't want to, and that chases this bear away. Now you don't want to be on the receiving end of a moose either, because they will fucking trample you just like that elephant did. That elephant trampled that dude. A moose will do the same thing to you. They're about 1,200 pounds, 1,500 pounds. A bull moose, they're fucking huge, and their rack has got to weigh like fucking 200 pounds. They throw that thing at you, they're definitely killing you. But yeah, she charges the bear. Like, get the fuck away from me. I'm done. She had enough. She's like, you took one baby, you're not going to take the next one. Now watch this. Look at that fat fuck run. Yo, they say bears run fast. That's proof. That bear is running, bro.
Yeah.
And he goes after. Look how fast this bear goes again. He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And now you got to think of it this way. Now you know about strides, right, Mike? You're familiar about strides. Now the stride on that moose is so long that they pick up speed deceptively quick. That bear has got little stumpy legs, so he was running for his fucking life, dude.
Yeah.
Later, bet. Yeah, that bear wouldn't have, like that bear would have difficulty taking down that moose. But that moose has got balls, bro, because grizzly bears are nothing to fuck with, man. Nothing to fuck with. I'll tell you what, man.
Oh, it wants me
What
to
happened?
subscribe. Goodbye. Okay. Well,
So-
we ready for the dipshit of the week?
Yeah, so all this Cali talk, I guess since you guys haven't figured it out by the thumbnail, dipshit of the week. Nancy Pelosi's husband for getting a DUI, I guess somewhere outside of San Francisco this week. He was
Cops.
hammered in Napa Valley.
They
Napa County.
refused to release the body cam footage of the investigation.
Well, I wonder why. I'm sure he gets privilege. Now this dude who obviously, keeps all of his stock info to himself.
Yeah. Sure.
Was
They both
arrested last week, I believe, for DUI. He was hammered. He was drunk. Now it's I think it's fucking funny for a multitude of reasons. Number one, Nancy Pelosi is a notorious alcoholic as well. It's, at least the rumor has it. And why wouldn't her husband?
Hey, you Raymond.
But what up, dipshit?
I hear you're gonna get a bunch of cold weather real soon.
Cold weather.
Yeah, and Australia's having its first
Oh,
deep
they're in
freeze
winter now.
over.
That's right.
Well, no, it's bad. It's unprecedented, or it's insane weather Australia.
They don't get winters like that, right?
I don't
That's
think
not
so.
like what happens down there. Well, so what's his name? Joe Pelosi? What's his name? Joe?
Paul.
Paul. So Paul Pelosi was arrested last week for DUI, and they won't release the body cam footage because something might have gone down. And obviously, all he's going to get is a slap on the wrist. But what had also come up with this news story is that he got into a wreck with his brother who died in a car accident, and apparently he may have been the one that was driving when he was 17 years old. So he may have killed his own brother drunk driving, and he still has a license, and he's still driving around drunk, which is it's tragic but fucking hilarious all in the same, because it's just people can fail up in life.
Listen,
and can
if
just
Dick Cheney-
just keep fucking up.
If Dick Cheney can shoot somebody else while hunting and have the person he shot apologize to him, he can get away with some DUI.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious that you're that much of a public figure and you don't have a driver.
Well, that's what okay. So I looked up his net worth. His net worth is $114 million.
Oh, that's a chunk change. You can call an Uber.
Get yourself a fucking driver. It's the
Yeah.
same thing I said about John Jones. John Jones drinking and driving and keep getting in trouble. Get
Yeah.
yourself a fucking driver.
Get a driver, dude. Get a fucking driver.
can't
My
be that
blue collared
funny.
ass could right now, if I'm too drunk, I could just call Lyft, call an Uber, and I'm on my way. And then the inconvenience is me having to get my car back the next day.
But these guys
And
are
you're
worth
not getting pulled over.
$114 million. You can get a driver.
I think that's bullshit. I think he's worth way more than that.
On paper, he's worth $114 million.
He can't report the rest of his net worth because his wife is the Speaker of the House. You know what I mean?
You know what her net worth is? $120 million.
I'm telling you, reported income or reported worth has to be under a certain line in order for you to not come on the radar for certain fraudulent acts, especially with the stock market. Don't they do like it? Like, aren't they in cahoots with each other on like pump and dump schemes?
Allegedly,
Right?
yes.
Where they
Allegedly,
buy up
yes.
stocks and buy and sell.
Allegedly, yes. Allegedly. We
So
can't
he
say
couldn't
for sure.
use some of that stock money to get himself a fucking cab. He couldn't have called a limousine. Like, really?
You could pay a driver probably like $30,000 a year to drive you around 4 days a week.
You could also get them to kill people for you too. But the thing is,
It's a little more money than that, I think.
yeah, that costs a little extra.
A little extra,
But
30 grand.
But the point that I'm trying to make is like I don't understand how it goes with all these like like loaded motherfuckers who just keep getting arrested for drunk driving and for all this shit. It's like, dude, you could easily get home. I would rather, if I'm hammered, I don't want to drive. It's a task. It's a task. Either
You
this
could
guy
just
was
pass out in the
lit.
back of a cab.
Maybe he was on stimmies. Maybe he was all fucking hopped up on Adderall or cocaine or some shit. You know what I mean?
Then
and
he'd
then
be
he was
awake
just like,
and able to drive home.
yeah, I don't know.
Not really.
See, somewhere in between, he'd
Yeah.
still be inebriated. But but I don't know, man. DUIs make no sense to me when it's a rich person. They make the most sense to me when it's like, like you're like a blue collar dude.
Did you hear the news about someone who passed away?
Oh yeah, old friend of ours. Yes, I did. Yeah, I was actually really sad to hear about that because he was doing well for a really long time, and he had a recent breakup, and that may have contributed into him.
It's always something
like having
that.
some
And
bad
what
times.
happened?
Yeah.
I know another friend of mine. I don't think you knew him. Years ago, same situation, and the same exact situation where he hadn't used in a while. Then he broke up with a girl and went back into the same hole he was going to go into, but underestimated that what his body could take now that you were off the drug for so long.
Yeah, for so long. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah, at the time, dude. He was bad, and I want to say, like, his tolerance may have been, like, through the roof back in the day, and then sometimes you have that, oh, well, this ain't shit. This is half of what I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a quarter of that could be lethal. You know what I mean? You don't know.
Especially
and
with
you also,
fentanyl out in it, and everything
dude.
now.
Yeah, and everything now. Now it's in everything. They're saying there's people getting it in edibles in illegal states. Like where states where it's still illegal, like where they make legal, like you're not going to get Washington, Oregon, Cali, Nevada,
obviously.
wherever they make it, Arizona, wherever they make it legally, you're not going to get it. But if you're getting edibles, like edibles in like West Virginia or some shit, are laced with fentanyl.
It's basically like you're taking that risk that you took when you got moonshine.
Yep.
One sip can make you blind.
It could make you blind, but people are dying from this shit.
Yeah.
And it hit me hard because I'll tell you why. I hated this kid's guts when I first met him. Right.
You and me both.
But I eventually heard through the grapevine that he got clean. Then I reconnected with him on the job site, and he ended up getting hired by my old company, and we worked together for 3 years. And he was a fucking a pleasure to work with, and he was a completely different person. And he was like one of the main. I used to be that once a hoe always a hoe. You know what I mean? Kind of philosophy. And you can't change this person. This person's set in their ways. And I probably would have said that about a decade ago. And irredeemable character, totally irredeemable character. But he proved me wrong, and he was one of the people that made me think that anybody could change for the better if you put effort into it. And as deep as he was back in the day, he completely redeemed himself to me. Even hearing this as the news as to how he passed, it's still for me, sad because I knew he didn't want that. He didn't want that. You know what I mean?
There's a quote from the movie Sin City, and it's the first Sin City, and it's when the Benicio del Toro is dead next to the guy driving, and he steals the cigarettes out of his the body, and lights it, and the body comes to life. And I think it's in the guy's head, but he goes, cigarette smoker is always a cigarette smoker when the chips are down.
Yeah.
And that has to do with drugs as well, like especially the hard drugs. Once something happens, you go right back into that. It could be years later. Not everyone. Some people are strong enough, but some people are not.
It's very true. I had quit smoking cigarettes for 6 months at this one point. Actually, it was a little longer than 6 months. It might have been almost a year, right? And I had gotten arrested for smoking marijuana in public when it was super still taboo, way back in the day. So I'm dating myself by even telling this story because that's how long ago it was. So I literally, as soon as I got in the cell, started smoking again. Like it never stopped.
Can't do that anymore. Inside of the cell.
I know. But back then, the cops bought you the cigarettes. They were like, listen, you might be here for a little while. Do you want us to pick you up anything, right? Everybody in the cell was like, Newports, Marlboro, Parliaments. Like everybody's shooting out their brand. He's like, I'm getting one brand. If you guys want to all chip in, I'll get 2 packs of cigarettes. And he's like, all right. So we all said, you got a pack of a menthol and a pack of Marlboros, and that's what we smoked in that cell for the 8 hours they had us holding in there. But I fucking chimney smoked. But the next day, after we got our dismissal papers, we had to show up the court to dismiss, expunged, like not even on our record. Like I immediately the next day quit smoking cigarettes. Like it was just like in that moment. And in that moment of like, shit, what the fuck is going to happen to me? Yeah, when the chips are down, you start. And that's definitely what I think happened with, rest in peace, J.O.
Yep.
I hope he found his peace. You know what I mean? But that being said, it's a fucked up thing that's happening now. Like it's just like so many, and like I'm dealing with the recent death of the family, and it seems like everybody is. You know what I mean? And then a lot of this stuff is coming up too, and a lot of the reasons are, like because people are just sprinkling this fucking, this one chemical
on everything.
Yeah. And I feel like it's sabotage in a way a little bit. I have my little reservations about that too, and that
if you want to sabotage a company, just put some of that shit in their product.
Yeah, like that Tylenol killer. You remember the Tylenol killer who was putting the poison in the Advil bottles? Or
Remember
bottles?
the Chipotle thing when they had the outbreak of E. coli.
E. coli or botch? Yeah, E. coli.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't even them. It wasn't them. It wasn't Chipotle. It was
the plant.
It was the plant that they get their stuff from, and there was actually someone contaminating it.
Deliberately. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a fucked up world we live in, not like say, oh, we need a trustworthy drug dealer. Like it's like
you do.
It's like, I mean, but it is like that, and it's just so fucking sad that like lives gotta get controlled. Not to take away any responsibility from the individual, but that I doubt, and knowing him, I doubt that was his intent. You know what I mean?
Now, yes, and it also comes down to why some of these things should be legal, so it's in a controlled environment and you're getting a safe product.
Yeah.
Like the reason why drugs are dangerous.
That's that libertarian idea, right?
Well, the reason why drugs are dangerous is you have to go to a drug dealer to get them. If you had to go to a pharmacy to get them, the pharmacist knows the right dosage for you. Not always, but most of the time it's a little safer until you abuse the drug.
That's why people are dying from cocaine and not dying from Adderall.
Panama legalized all drugs, and they saw their ODs and accidental deaths drop because they were treating people as if it was a disease.
A disease, yeah. Yeah, man. But then where does like personal responsibility fall wayside in that grand scheme? People need to take care of themselves too, as well.
If you have the ability to go get it legally from a pharmacy, and you still choose the street drug dealer, there's your personal responsibility.
But
you're not giving them the option to find a safe place to do it. You're just telling them, no, it's illegal, don't do it. People don't listen to that. If they want to do something, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I sort of semi-subscribe to that. You know what I mean, as far as being controlled, but it's also mental health. Also, not to be cliche, because it's everything you hear: gun violence, mental health,
but it
drugs,
is.
mental health. But it's true.
We are having a very serious decline in our mental health as a country.
Yeah, you'll have less people turning to that as an alternative for stress relief. If like you take the pressure off of society a little bit. You know what I mean? And I mean, Yeah, there's a focus should be on both, but it's not something that would be easily resolved. The same way this gun issue isn't going to be easily resolved either.
I think the gun issue is real easy to resolve. No, I don't.
Not when it's
not
when it's state to state, dude. And there's too many complications where it being like a nationwide ban on things. They can make these simple laws, but the thing is, like you'll see, Biden, if he listens to his constituents, right, like is gonna, would try to make a push to ban all weapon sales altogether, but he knows he can't do that. So he's gonna do the baby step method, and he's just gonna be like, well, no high capacity magazines, and you can't have this. You got to be 21. So the little rules are they're gonna change to show that okay, well we're doing something, but it doesn't change shit. Because why doesn't it change shit? I can still go out and buy an AR-15. I went to a gun shop today in Orlando and I fucking bought gun parts. Because you can do that. I believe I should still be allowed to do that. But what I'm saying is that it's not stopping anybody else. What's up, Yoni? What up, homeboy? It's still not stopping, you know what I mean? 21. So, okay, so the 18-year-old psycho is going to be able to buy it. But, you know what I mean?
At 18, you can go fight for the country. You can join the military and go to war, but
That's
can't
another argument.
buy a gun.
That's another argument. Yeah, but you can't do that. And then you can't do a whole bunch of other things, too.
Yeah.
Until you're 21.
I don't know what the direct solution is. I just don't want the guns in the hands of crazy people. I don't want you to ban guns. I don't want you to I want to still be able to purchase a gun.
Yeah.
I don't want the guns in the hand of people that might harm me and my family.
Yeah.
Or any innocent people for that matter. But at the same time, I want to be able to own a gun.
Yeah.
It's like a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, everybody deserves the right to protect themselves, but now, listen, this is the thing. Right now, the kind of mass shootings that are going down are the more surreal ones, because these mass shootings have been always going on, but they were usually crime related. Gang violence, mob violence, stuff of that nature. You know what I mean? But now you're getting people killing innocents for no reasons. And it's not the baby getting shot by accident during a drive-by, which was already tragic within itself. But that's crime related. I'm talking you just get this rando 18-year-old
shopping for groceries.
Rando 18-year-old now. Rando fucking, and the thing is, they're not always, that one kid was 18. Some of these other motherfuckers aren't even teenagers. You know what I mean? So it's like, they're committing these heinous acts because of an idea that they have, right? So let's just say we stop them from getting weapons, right?
Well, I said that, Jan. I said that,
Yeah.
why was there no major school shooting at Madison or any of the schools I grew up at? Because we had school safety officers with metal detectors when you had to get into school.
Yeah.
All the doors were closed or locked, except for the ones you had to sneak in with your friends, obviously.
The cut door. That was the hooky door.
Yeah. But everyone screams and cries, ban the guns, it's the guns, the guns. Guys, if there's no security in school, anyone could go in with anything, not even just a gun. You go in with bombs and blow up the school.
Yeah.
You could, it's not...
From all homemade ingredients, dude. Mm-hmm. Somebody will find a way. My point is, listen, let's just say, in the perfect fucking lib world, they all get banned, and you take my guns, you take his guns, you take everybody's guns away, right? You're gonna get somebody who's gonna be mad enough, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck, I don't have a gun. I could kill 10 people with my car right now, and then run it into a bus stop," which we've seen happen. You know what I mean? Mass attacks like that. You see people make bombs and incendiary devices, and then also try to, terrorize people that way. They're gonna fight. So then, how do you mitigate the crazies? Is what it is. If you get rid of the crazies, then gun violence isn't that much of a problem outside of gang violence. You know what I mean? But how do you find them? How do you screen? How do you screen for that? A lot of people, I feel, in the past, have slipped through the cracks just because people just don't give a shit, or there's no incentive for them to help somebody. That's why in New York City, you used to see all these crazies walking around. You know what I mean?
Well, they stopped.
Yeah, we've been having audio issues, but every time we've had to back out and go back in. So right now, we just said we're gonna suck it up and deal with it for the next We got about like what 5-10 more minutes. So
Yeah, if that long.
you're gonna have to deal with the snap crackle pop.
But
But yeah, I'm down with having an armed guard in front of every fucking school.
not even in
Going to
front. You
school.
just, I mean, there are children. They should be protected. It's pretty fucking simple.
Yeah.
You should put a police station near a school, maybe, like zone things more appropriately.
Well, in rural areas, I think, yeah. Like,
Well,
if,
yeah,
if,
it's
in
hard.
New York City, you have a precinct by. Listen, I went to an elementary school. I went to PS 200, which is legit right across the street from the 62nd precinct.
Yeah.
So you always had cops close by in New York City, but New York City is also
Very different
like
than
an
everywhere
outlier.
else.
Yeah, it's an outlier. Los Angeles is an outlier. All these major metropolitan cities are outliers because they have protection close by. And they had things to mitigate people coming in with weapons. From when we were in high school, they had metal detectors.
Yeah, metal detectors.
They brought them into my school. I believe I was in my junior year. And they were already talking about that when I was not even a freshman. I was coming into the school. And I remember parents being concerned because they were talking about putting metal detectors in all of our high schools in that side of Brooklyn. They only put it in Lafayette and Utrecht, I think. Or Lafayette and
Madison
FDR.
had
Like two
it
of the schools got it.
eventually.
But eventually, John Dewey ended up getting it. Eventually, everybody else ended up getting it. And eventually, nobody went into school with a gun. You know what I mean?
I remember a kid I was in class with. He used to do the grocery stocking in the morning, like 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. and then go to school right from work. And I guess he forgot to take the box cutter out of his pocket from the boxes he's cutting from whatever.
From work,
He
yeah.
goes through the metal detectors, and they wanted to arrest him. They go, look, you get arrested for this and this, both pieces, separately. And I think they called the cops. The cops were like, he says he's coming from work. Did anyone bother to call his job? They call the job. Job backs him up. They let him go, but they keep the box cutter. That's how serious it was.
Yeah, and they're pretty
They
tight.
wanted to
you know,
lock
with
him
that.
up.
Yeah, they were pretty tight with making their point and stuff like that. And that
Mm-hmm.
was back in the day. You're talking like almost 20 years ago, even.
Mhm.
So
This was 2001. Yeah, it's over
Yeah.
20 years.
And you don't hear shit like that happening in major cities, but you do hear this shit happening slightly suburban, rural. You hear it happening there because everybody gets used to their white picket fence life out in these places that they don't expect a crazy to just pop up like that.
Well,
You know
that's what I
mean?
say all the time, Jan. Why are there no school shootings in the schools that house the politicians' kids? Because they have the Secret Service protecting their kids.
Yeah. Yeah, so Yon, totally agree. Having security, listen, they ain't taking my fucking guns, all right? I ain't gonna let them take off my guns. No, but for real, let's just see if they did. In some fairy tale fucking world, they took away all the fucking guns, right? Let's just say they took away all the guns. You're still gonna need somebody there to protect the students from fucking fuckery anyway. You're still gonna need somebody there to protect the students there for fuckery anyway. So, and you know what? You also need, cops that aren't gonna treat a school shooting like a hostage situation. Because that was also another thing. In Uvalde, personally, when these things happen, I'm like so involved like the first 2 days, and then I get like, oh, I can't listen to this anymore. It's crazy. All this is like, and then you feel like fucking, conflicted. So I didn't pay attention to the Uvalde unfoldings until maybe about 3 or 4 days ago. When you hear it up, like, as I was backlogged on some podcasts I was listening to, and they had mentioned it on a few of the podcasts, and I was like, wait a minute, the cops didn't go in. It was the Border Patrol who did. And I was like, wait a minute. And I'm wait a minute. And then there were parents who were armed, ready to rush. But the cops were treating it like a hostage situation, and that led to more kids dying.
They said he's contained in 2 classrooms. Well, those are 2 classrooms where most of them
That
died.
he murdered all the kids.
Yeah. It's great. He's contained. Go get him now. What are you waiting? And it was off-duty Border Patrol agents who were part of like a SWAT team task force that eventually went in.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. The active shooter drills make them sitting ducks because they hide under their desks. They should be going out the window and getting out of the school if it's on the first floor.
Now I'm going to say this. Now a lot of people, right, they also say, oh, well, I don't want to scare my kids and frighten them into this kind of being existence. I was like, listen, you're talking about people, right, who come from a generation, right, that just before there were fallout drills for nuclear bomb attacks. Okay, there were fire drills for you know, a catastrophe happening in the school. You deal with all these things. You deal with the fire drill because there's a danger that is imminent.
A real
You know what I
danger.
mean? Yeah, a real imminent danger that's a possibility in a fire that you need to escape from. The same way training. Exactly, Yoni. And what I'm saying is there may need to be fucking, you know, in Japan, they have earthquake training. You know what I mean? And they do that, I think, out west, too. They do that also in California, just in case of an emergency. So, you know what? There is the natural tragedy that happens with, like, an earthquake, and then there's the human tragedy that happens with a psycho. You know what I mean? That you're not going to get rid of by taking away guns and restricting gun laws. You're just taking away one method for a psycho to kill people.
One tool, that's it. And you know what I laugh at? All the people that are like anti-police are also usually anti-gun. So when you say you want to take away the guns and get rid of the guns, that means you want to hire more police and use force to get rid of the guns. So you're not really anti-police. You're anti-policing things that you don't want policed. That's it.
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
Yeah. And it ends up getting convoluted in a lot of arguments too, like where it's like, oh, well, if you do this, you do that. And then, you know, things that you want will be hypocritical to your beliefs or your, you know, ideals. And it just seems like, dude, the gun issue has been an issue as long as I'm alive. I've heard since Bernie Getz. You know who Bernie Getz is?
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy who shot the 5 kids on the subway because he was getting robbed.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulled out the dirty Harry Smith & Wesson, fucking giant 45 Magnum. He blasted these 5 kids. I don't think any of them died. You know what I mean? But one of them was like really fucked up. I think one of them almost died, or maybe one of them died. Either way, they were like, you can't have Harry, like dirty Harry motherfuckers or Charles Bronson wannabes riding the trains in New York City in the 80s. So they were like, we need stricter laws. So today ended up bringing up a lot of the strictest gun laws in the country in New York City and how you would have to register your firearm and stuff like that. And you can't own a rifle in New York City, which, you know, why would you need one in New York, obviously? You know, I didn't own one in New York. I moved to Florida and bought one immediately. You know, but the point is, all joking aside, is that that's what created a lot of those gun laws. But it never stopped fucking people from shooting each other in the streets. You know, you had hot August days in the late 90s after all these laws have been in play. People are just shooting at each other. Where are they getting their guns from?
There was a shootout in the Bronx, like on the street in the daytime. 2 guys just willy-nilly just blasting at each other. And
they're all illegally bought handguns. All of them.
Yeah.
Some of these people have fucking like AKs and fucking, you know, short barrel rifles and stuff like that. Where are they getting them from? Like, obviously, it's like, yeah, okay, cross state lines or whatever, but they're also buying them hot and they're also buying them dirty to where there may be guns that have bodies on them. Uh-huh. So these are guns that aren't bought legally in a pawn shop or a gun shop. These are guns that are bought off the street, straight cash from anonymous fucking sellers.
Exactly. It makes no sense.
Damn, all these paragraphs, Yoni. There's so much dead air. We got to stop and read Yoni's paragraph. But yeah, it's hypocritical. It's hypocritical, dude. And, you know, and it's something that's not going to be an easy knot to sort out, you know.
No,
I know where I sit in it. But the thing is, listen, I believe that something needs to get done, too. As a gun owner, I believe something needs to get done. But, you know, like, also, we got to think about more viable solutions that are gonna, you know, like be long lasting. You know, like a lot of people didn't like the metal detector in the schools thing in New York. A lot of parents hated it. They didn't like the way it looked, but it ended up fucking creating a solution that worked, that was proven. You know. But,
and there's another solution besides taking the Second Amendment and amending it.
And yeah, they're already trying to fucking bend freedom of speech. You know. You know, now it's like, you know, but even still, I feel there's a lot of backlash with that. A lot of people are fighting back because now you have a whole bunch of what I feel people who do lean liberal or who may identify completely as Democratic or Democrat or liberal.
Bill Maher.
And that push back against, and I agree with his stance on it too. And, you know, and you can't shut the public up, man. And there's certain rights that were given to us back when, yes, powdered wig motherfuckers riding horses were making these laws, but they were there for a reason because they may have have had the clairvoyance enough to foresee the fuckery that can happen in the future,
The lack of funding.
Oh, lack of funding, yeah. Farm security, yeah. But you could pay a cop?
Well, that's what he's saying. You can't blame it because it should all be. Listen.
No, they got the money in the budget. Don't give
I
me
was
that
gonna
shit.
say, issue is you give them the money, they spend it, no matter what. No matter what, they're gonna spend it. So
They have to find something to spend it because
Yep.
the money can't sit there either.
Yep.
So trust me when I tell you, the money's coming in as soon as it's getting spent, and all they got to do is be like, all right, this money that just came in, just spend it on that now. I mean, I know it's not as simple as that. I know there's balanced budgets and all that shit, but the money's there. The money's there, dude.
it's always there. But anyway, thank you for watching the Dumbfounded Dipshits. Jan, thanks for coming by and chatting with us. We'll be live again Wednesday.
All right, well, think of a new dipshit of the week. Hopefully enough people did some stupid shit. Maybe we'll
Yes.
talk about this past weekend's UFC. You know what I mean?
Oh,
We had a couple of retirements.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one.
good.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, man. Until next time, dipshits.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.
Cheers, everybody. Enjoy.